Everybody knows Al Bundy fathered 2 children and regretted every second of it. But did you know that Married with Children fathered 3 failed spinoffs? As the first sitcom to debut on Fox in 1987, Married with Children helped to define the fledgling channel's brand of dysfunctional family comedy.
Introducing the Bundys of Chicago, a family like you've never seen.
Mom, Dad, you're grounded.
A raunchier step-cousin to The Simpsons, Married with Children made comedy stars out of its cast, whose mere entrances were met with the kind of raucous cheers usually reserved for professional wrestling.
Hi, Al.
So it's no wonder the producers of Married with Children tried to expand the Bundyverse. Over the course of its 11-season run, Married with Children had 3 backdoor pilots, but only 1 made it to series. In the season 5 episode, Top of the Heap, the Bundys step aside to introduce Joseph Bologna as Al's even schlubbier friend Charlie, and his son Vinny, played by Matt LeBlanc in proto-Tribbiani form.
I used a couple of your connections in the business world, and I got myself a job as a busboy.
Top of the Heap follows the disconcerting formula of backdoor pilots by starting in Charlie and Vinny's apartment, a messy hovel that makes the Bundy house look like a mansion.
Where's Mr. Fluffy?
Your cat? He was hungry, so I threw him out the window.
In case that doesn't make the duo unappealing enough, Vinny fends off advances from his underage neighbor, played by Joey Lauren Adams.
Why don't you come back a little later?
Really? When?
When you're no longer a felony.
Yikes. Charlie and Vinny then pop in to visit Al at the shoe store, because after all, it is his show.
Where is he?
Hey, it wouldn't be a Married with Children episode without a toilet gag. After some sage advice from Al,
Don't marry.
Charlie concocts a Viducci master plan to land Vinny a rich wife,
There'll be plenty of rich women at that fundraiser you were busboying tonight.
which involves the mismatched pair crashing a high society event. Clearly, the Married with Children producers were banking on the Viducci master plan becoming a thing.
Why is it always me in the Viducci master plan?
Viducci master plan. You're just gonna have to follow the Viducci master plan.
But it never caught on, because Charlie is just an even poorer man's Al Bundy. Despite Top of the Heap's status as one of the worst episodes of Married with Children, Charlie and Vinny were somehow spun off into their own show.
If you're blue.
The sitcom followed the same format as the Backdoor Pilot, with Charlie attempting get-rich-quick schemes and Vinny generally being a hunky meathead.
I just don't fit in here. I mean, I'm out of my ointment.
Joey Lauren Adams was along for the ride, as was Rita Moreno as a country club manager.
You broke a vase. You broke a plate. And in the aquarium, there's a blowfish mating with a cue ball.
Despite occasional pop-ins from the Bundys, Top of the Heap lasted a mere 7 episodes.
As impressive as that is, I can do other things.
In an attempt to stay in the LeBlanc business, Fox spun off his ladies' man character into Vinny and Bobby. With Joseph Bologna's Charlie suddenly out of the picture, Vinny now lives with his equally dim-witted pal. It also lasted all of 7 episodes. But compared to Married with Children's other backdoor pilots, Top of the Heap was true to its name. In May of 1995, the show gave a trial run to Radio Free TRUNAINE, a spin-off that would focus on Bud's friends Mark and Oliver and their antics at the college radio station. An unholy mashup of WKRP and PCU, the episode taps into the 90s shock rock trend as the 2 rapscallions aren't afraid to step on a few toes.
And this is the Mark and Oliver Show, where our motto is, together, we're still not as fat as Rush Limbaugh.
Including those of old Bundy neighbor Steve Rhodes, conveniently returning as the new criminally lecherous dean of TRUNAINE University.
Never be late for cheerleader tryouts.
A pre-Felicity Keri Russell, clearly dating down, plays Bud's new girlfriend April, who must choose between Bud and an Ivan Drago-esque basketball player in what is the easiest decision anyone could possibly make. Meanwhile, Mark and Oliver, like a couple of frat boy Woodward and Bernsteins, expose the blackmail scheme that got Steve his new gig. leading to a reunion between Steve and Marcy, which really is the moment Married with Children fans were waiting for.
You will never study in this town again.
Stephen Bartholomew Rose.
April's romance drama makes the Mark and Oliver show a hit.
Hi, my name is Sandy, and I really think you should choose Nikolai.
Yeah, my name's Jill, and I think you should choose Bud.
While Marcy's anti-Steve effort rallies the Beavis and Butthead-esque student body.
Power to the people! Power to the people!
Take off your shirt!
Clearly, TRUNAINE University had a terrible dial-up service if this is what passes for campus entertainment. April makes the wise decision to date neither Bud nor walking Cold War stereotype Nikolai.
Let's go have a beer.
Okay, but no duels for you, little friend.
Instead, she joins up with Mark and Oliver for future wacky radio adventures that never came to pass. But Married with Children took one more spin at the Backdoor Pilot wheel in its 10th season with an episode called Enemies.
Cosmo says that I'm an underdater.
No problem. Tonight you can be on top.
Possibly realizing the golden goose they lost with LeBlanc's post-Top of the Heap / Vinny and Bobby career, Enemies would have been Fox's version of Friends.
Is there ever a moment when you guys aren't horny?
Prostate exams.
In fact, the very first lines of the episodes underscore how much the network was dying for more of that 20-something singles success.
And now, Friends, followed by the making of Friends. And then, on the 10 o'clock news, the cast of Cheers discusses their favorite episodes of Friends.
The episode pokes fun at the ubiquity of Friends knockoffs.
Now stay tuned for Buddies. Next up, Homies. Y próximo, en conclusión de Amigos.
While also being an attempt to launch a Friends knockoff. The episode's cast of vacant 20-somethings includes the Bundys' overly familiar mailman Tom, who's basically Joey without the charm or comedic timing.
What you watching?
Friends?
Friends. Mind if I sit here anyway?
No.
His girlfriend Shannon, a what if Rachel but slutty Kelly Bundy knockoff, played by 90s staple Nicole Egger.
I shouldn't be dating you. I should be dating your boss.
You did date his boss.
Tom's sister Maria, a snarky stand-in for Monica.
It was your mother who walked into a married man's house in that little maid's outfit.
She was the maid, you idiot.
And Jackson, an off-brand Chandler with Zach Morris hair.
At least I have a sex life. Which reminds me, you're out of liquid soap.
Instead of a coffee shop, the gang hangs out at a greasy diner, which has an awkward visit from those 90s Karens, Marcy and Jefferson, that should be considered a hate crime.
Word.
Poor Kelly somehow gets caught in a love triangle between Tom, Shannon, and, Alan Thicke?
Show me that smile, show me that smile.
Culminating in a scene where Al Bundy pervs out with Dr. Jason Seaver.
You can see that Jennifer Aniston isn't wearing a bra.
Wow. This really is must-see TV.
But as with Top of the Heap and Radio Free Tremaine, audiences weren't interested in the Bundys' casual acquaintances who have somehow never been mentioned until this episode. And Married with Children's spin-off attempts failed to live up to Fox's standards in the mid to late 90s. Thanks for watching. You can subscribe to Atomic Abe for more videos about TV prototypes, including the strange story of how the Golden Girls launched a bizarre early version of Empty Nest.